people kind. Welcome back to Fresh, Slick, and Mick. This is episode 33. Like the top degree of masonry. You know, when you win? When you win? When you win masonry? Isn't that how that works?
There's a big like Mario Kart style like finishing where you're on the first, second, and third, and it's like you've won the 33. Yay!
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, this is that episode, meaning it's going to be our very best episode yet.
Oh yeah,
that's how I see it.
Because you're gonna get so mad.
Today we're talking about this moon landing hoax.
What moon landing?
Question mark.
Why did you add a question mark at the end of that? That part sounded just really stupid to me.
Wow. Already this bullshit.
He's so angry.
Well, it came up at work a week or two ago. I don't remember how, but there are a lot of people, who really don't believe, who either don't believe in the moon landing or who just sort of shrug their shoulders and say, well, I don't know. You know, and that's just fucking wild to me.
Right.
Because I've always been so into science and space science, these sorts of things.
Space science is key.
It is key.
It's key.
But yeah, there's a lot of people who, for whatever reason or not, they think it's nonsense. So I was talking to this one dude, and I mean, we talked about some things, but he gave me no real reasons. He's just like, oh, I just don't think we went. I think we didn't have the technology. Why haven't we been back? All this.
Did you beat him up?
With my wiener.
Nice.
No, I yet again, the problem we talk about all the time is that when you try to hear someone out reasonably and not make them feel like a douchebag, you have to listen to everything they say.
Right.
And when so much of what they say is just patent nonsense, you have to restrain yourself, so then you have to logically address these things that they've put no actual thought into themselves. It was just good enough off the cuff. So it was a very frustrating thing to do. So I was like, all right, why don't we do this for real?
And that's what today is. Okay, so I'm gonna play. Oh no.
Okay.
Let's state our views first before anything.
Okay.
I think that might be a good idea.
Yes, I believe in the moon landing, such as it is.
All right, Mickey.
I do too.
I also do.
You do?
Oh.
I also do. I knew you thought I was going to be against.
No, I thought for sure you were going to be like a no.
Oh, no. I definitely believe that they went to the moon. But I believe a lot of other shit's in the background her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, fuck is right. Fresh, go get pissed.
I've never understood the drive behind people. Like, I understand I've heard their reasoning, but I still don't understand why they're so adamant that, no, it didn't happen. Fuck you, didn't happen. The government, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, so you know what? Comes out they didn't. Now what?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck cares now?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? So it's this big distrust of authority.
Yeah, sure.
Which I get. I think we all get. You know,
yeah, everybody.
This is not 9/11 we're talking about, which is fucking weird.
Yeah,
but
don't have time for that episode.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, we're doing that app.
Oh, Christ.
Yep.
Bush did it.
By himself. He was there.
Well, he was reading.
He was ripped out of his mind on coke.
Oh,
just fucking taking a sledge to. Okay, we can't joke about that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, now I actually forgot. Oh, yeah. So, one of the things, in the same breath, the guy says to me, shout out Mike, that he didn't believe in religion because, you know, he started learning about it. And I was like, okay, I kind of get that. And that he didn't believe in the moon landing when he started learning about it. And, like, you've got two ridiculously opposite things, right? Because one has zero evidence behind it, and the other has mountains.
They have the crown of Jesus at Notre Dame.
The crown of Jesus?
Yeah.
Like the crown of thorns?
Yeah.
Well, too bad it burned up.
No, it wasn't. It was saved. That's how I knew that it was there.
The crown of thorns?
Yeah, I swear to God.
I remember they have a possible thorn used on the crown of thorns, but geez, I can just go into the woods and fucking grab a thorn too. Oh, there we go.
Put a little Jewish blood on it.
Wow.
I got friends.
Yeah, listen. And offered the crown of thorns to Louis, King Francis. The relic was saved by members of the church in 2019.
I want to see pictures.
It's right here. It's like preserved, obviously.
Well, it's covered in a gilded glass and gold container. It looks like something Xena would throw at her enemies.
Yeah, so the crown of thorns.
Yeah, first you take a look at this. Apparently, they have it encapsulated in glass and gilded in gold.
Just like Jesus would have wanted.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He didn't want to get blood on him, so he covered it.
Boom. It's like shit they just picked up from their backyard and put in a glass.
Well, how?
That is the fakest shit
I've
ever seen in my life.
When did it say that it was gifted to somebody? What year?
It was like 1238.
Okay, so I'm just going to just give it to a nice good rounding.
Anyway.
So a 1,200-year-old piece of wood. Okay.
Hey, man, you never know.
That's what you got swinging between your legs.
A 1,200-year-old piece of wood.
Yeah, it's like real
Should go
old.
see a doctor. But it's just the fact that there's. You know what? Never mind.
Anyway, the point was
forget it.
That was just a sidetrack there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tidbit.
I just couldn't because one seemed like such a logical conclusion. I was like, oh, cool, man. Good for you for thinking shit out, right?
Yeah.
And the other one was like, how did you get there? You know?
Yeah, I know how he got there.
How'd he get there?
Well, he read all the shit on the internet. That's all over the fucking
All of
internet.
it. All of the
He
internet.
just believed it without doing your like, oh yeah, there's no stars in the background. Well, take 4 seconds, learn a little bit about fucking photography and the light that hits the
And
moon
light.
and how bright it is.
Right.
And then you'll know why there's no stars in the background.
Go
Pretty
down,
simple.
Go downtown of any big city, and at nighttime, on a clear night, you're not going to see very many stars. Hell, in Windsor, you don't see
That's
that.
not even remotely the
No,
same
but
thing.
just
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I think
argument
the
there would
light-
be that there are tons of light sources when you're downtown, whereas on the moon there would only be one.
One. So
Which
why
is,
can't you
of
see the
course,
stars?
But
also ridiculous.
The sun is a very big
Because
light
the sun's
source.
so bright, the aperture on the camera has to be really quick to get everything
Yeah.
super focused, right? So if the aperture's really quick, light far away is not going to come into your camera, especially in 1969. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if I took my tripod up there, I'll get some stars. Want to go to the moon? Call up Elon.
wanna
I know
go
you
to-
got a celly.
No, because I'd be sitting there like playing some whack ass game on my phone, trying to drink my space coffee, and you'd be like, "It's a manual focus, 1 minute."
It's a manual focus. Hold on, I got to figure out a way to smoke this blunt through my spacesuit.
We're out on Pike Creek the other day, and this kid's taking like 6 hours to take one picture. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that bird flew away. Like, this turtle ain't there no more.
It's fucking hard, man.
Go to manual focus.
We're moving in a anyway, so yeah,
Doing 1 kilometer per year.
it was too fast.
Hey, the way the ice caps are melting, it is too fast.
Yeah. Sure, whatever that has to do with
I
anything.
don't know. 1 kilometer a year.
Okay, so yeah, this guy goes from religion to the moon landing. I mean,
in the same breath. And like, I don't want to slag on dude, 'cause I like the dude. He's a smart guy. But that's kind of my problem. Is like smart people believe this.
yes.
I don't fucking get that.
Do you want to talk about why they believe it? Because like that's just a whole nother thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's-
I don't really know why people
Like,
believe it.
belief just in and of itself is a very strong thing. You know what I mean? People are presented
Yeah.
with facts every day, and they go, "No, I disagree," just because of my belief or faith. Faith, belief, we'll call that the same
Right.
thing. So for one to go, you know, I've questioned religion and don't believe in it anymore, but that moon landing shit, I don't fully believe. And it's just like, but why? And again, you know, maybe somebody he really liked has that opinion and goes, I could fuck with that, and then goes from there.
But I
Who
think
knows?
there's something to like casting off old beliefs that feels really good. Like you feel enlightened.
Like we live in a deeper world
Empowered.
than it is, or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. But it's kind of like what Mickey said earlier. Like, okay, it was all fake. Now what?
Cool. Rewrite the textbooks, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, but
Sorry, I just want to touch on that real quick. I remember that was one reason of the many reasons why they don't say this. Like, oh, because all the money they would have to do to rewrite the books. I'm like, they rewrite books for less than typos.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
more money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't get me with that shit. The fact that like you go to school and then the year ahead of you goes, oh, I'll show you my books. You buy the fucking books, then you find out that they're out of date already.
So whoa,
it's like
you're
I go,
saying-
whoa, we gotta watch the economy here. Like, no.
You're saying one of the objections is that if they were to admit that it had been faked, they would have to republish books?
That was one argument. Oh, it was sad. So dumb.
it's really sad.
You love it too because I've seen it in videos, and the smug and like, oh yeah, I got this. Like, boom, I know my shit. You're going, you just take a step back and just say it to yourself in the mirror, and then come back and tell me if you still believe that.
You don't know shit. That's
So there's actually a traceable history of moon landing denial, and it starts with this dude, Bill Kaysing. He wrote a book on it. He specifically wrote a book about the moon landing having been fake, but he got all the science wrong. He didn't have a fucking clue.
good start.
I guess he worked at what was it called, Rocketdyne, which was a company that obviously had some rocketry affiliations.
Sounds like a space themed diner.
It sounds
That's
like
exactly what I thought. Like,
Like-
someplace like in where Area 42 or Area 51 is, and it's like, oh look, we made this cool restaurant. That's exactly what I thought.
I thought
Area
it sounded like
42.
I fucked that all
like
up.
an evil company in Pokemon.
Yeah, it could also
Rocketdyne.
pass as that. It's Rocketdyne.
Anyway, so this dude got a ton of the stuff wrong, but that like started it. And you know, he kind of got the ball rolling. This book he wrote was not sourced, and it was self-published, so he didn't have to let anything out.
Right.
You know.
Well,
and
if
it
you
just
there's
took
like
off
8
from
red
there.
flags in the first sentence of
No
you
fucking
explaining
shit,
it, so-
right? But so many things about it, like about the denial, they hinge on just this distrust and not believing things as true. So like, I don't think we had that technology, but
Oh, sorry.
Adam Ruins Everything. Y'all ever see that channel?
I haven't known.
He did a small piece on the moon landing, and one of the points they made was that the technology that would have been required to fake it would have been more advanced than to actually just do it.
That's a good point. I think let's bring up one key point here with
Okay.
technology. Now that we're on that, everybody got to remember, they split atoms in the 40s. They
Right.
created nuclear power
Sure.
to use as a weapon, and then energy.
Yeah.
That's I think pretty impressive for the 40s. Okay, so now you go to the 60s, and you're going to tell me you can't go to the moon? Right? The moon's not that far. Going to space isn't that hard if you've already sent probes up there. You kind of know what's up there.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to, airtight, pressurized. They already got a little bit of practice with water.
Radiation
It's
shield.
Radiation shield. Like, it's expensive, but it's not that, like... that you're talking about deep space travel and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
it's much
where it gets
different.
hard. Much
Yeah.
different. But going to the moon, like, probably you could probably shoot a fucking toy rocket up now. Like, alter it, put some fucking fertilizer in it, and spark her up, and we'll go to the moon.
Didn't
Spark
Elon
her
Musk
up.
send a fucking convertible up or some bullshit?
Yeah, with a dude riding it, and it's circling around the sun. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Just I always
jackass.
That's what I think of. The first thing that it was the Manhattan Project. It is like, they made and developed nuclear warheads and dropped them on people and killed hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
With just elements. So yeah, I think you can go. I think you'd have the technology, is what I'm saying.
I really like how you put that. How they did this with elements. That's a really cool notion. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just crazy. I mean, nuclear anything is insane. You gotta be stupid smart.
Yeah.
And like in the '60s, you already got jets. You got jet engines.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a bigger jet engine and like a sturdier craft to go up.
Well, rockets and jet engines are
that-
different.
And they also had test flights, right? Before they even, they were in space gradually, right? They sent people to the stratosphere earlier.
Did you ever see the scale, the comparison of who really won the space war? Essentially, like Russia doing all
That's
the
what I was
tests,
just about to say.
and then the
yeah.
U.S. like, we got to the moon. It's like, but
Yeah.
they did everything else, sort of thing, right?
Russia did
Yeah.
first thing in space.
Yeah.
Yep.
First living thing in space.
Yeah.
First man, first woman. They're
huge.
They did all of it.
They were the first return too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was a big one because that was scary for a bit.
Well, yeah, because the poor dog. What was her name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Anyway, she
Yeah.
ain't come back.
No.
But Yuri Gagarin did. Yeah, so Russia did win like everything, but then
That's
typical
what-
U.S. fashion. No, we won.
No, we're gonna steal this. Like other country scientists come over here and just do this for us.
Oh, just
Manhattan
say
Project.
just say who they were. What were they?
What? Oh, Einstein and all that shit.
Oh, I thought with the Nazi
No,
scientists.
Werner von Braun.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the Nazi
Operation
scientists.
Paperclip.
Yeah.
All of them. Like almost everything.
Well,
we have
I wouldn't
taken,
put
even-
Einstein and Werner von Braun.
No. I'm just talking about scientific development in the States, man. Like they take
yeah,
a lot
they
of
were just
like a lot
hijacking
of people. When I wanted to do, believe it or not, aerospace engineering, because I'm that smart apparently in grade 8. And I was looking at universities already in like grade 8 because I wanted to design spaceships. That was like my fucking dream. I'm not that smart. I can't do that. I can't do it. But anyway, one of the best ones in North America is in like BC, or at least at the time. But then I found out that like 80% of like the Canadians who graduate there go and work for NASA. Like, NASA it's like a feed school. Like they
Okay.
just take
Like
a bunch
farm.
of Canadians. A lot of Canadians work at NASA. I know it's North American, but whatever. It's
pretty
still
cool.
mostly American,
Yeah. Big
which
time.
pisses me off. Where's our space shit?
We got
Like,
space shit.
Yeah, we got the arm, but where's our station, bro? We need like a fucking right in Windsor. Let's start sending rockets from Windsor.
Canada was
I
can-
part of the ISS.
I can tell you actually why they actually don't do them around
Yeah, why?
here. So
Is it that air traffic?
No. The
No,
issue,
it's got to do with the angle from the equator.
the
That's
most
why it goes from Cape Kennedy.
Right.
the best real estate or the most expensive real estate is on the equator because the
Right.
government wants it because that's the best place to launch their rockets.
But don't you think like space tech's gonna get so advanced that it just won't matter the angle anymore?
well,
If you consider, like, going straight out, like cutting through like that,
Yeah.
as opposed to having to go up like that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all the
yeah.
gravity you're fighting along the way. I mean, maybe, but why
But
not do it the easy
anti-grav-
way?
Well,
the thing is,
Yeah, right now,
Yeah,
I
the
agree,
thing is,
yeah.
right now, it's not feasible.
okay,
to do
all
it
right,
otherwise.
okay, I'm done.
No, don't be
okay,
done.
Just,
Just-
fucking NASA then.
You don't
I
even
guess.
know space science.
Dude, I am a space science.
He is a space science.
All right. So dude's talking to you. Your brain's probably like cracked in half. Like, all right, I feel. What the fuck did you just say to me?
Well, no, because then I start going around work, and I'm like, "What about you, man?
Oh no.
What about you, man? What about
You
man?"
initiated this.
I didn't start it, but I damn sure was gonna finish
Yeah,
it.
okay,
Right?
yeah.
You know. So,
Typical fresh fashion.
well, one of the things that came up was this thing about the moon's rotation,
Like
making
around the Earth or its own. Oh, sorry.
making it impossible to land on it. And I'd never heard this before, and in fact, I still can't even find anything. So like the one guy told me this, and I'm like, all right, fine. And so I went to try and go look it up because like I'm trying to get the best answer to all of these specific
Right.
claims, right? Like Van Allen radiation belts, okay? So people would die if they went through them.
Right.
Thing is, people weren't in them for days. People were in them for a couple hours. The way that they launched the rockets cut as much of that as possible
Right.
to minimize radiation. And they got less rads than, or not less rads, but like roughly the same amount of rads as taking like an intercontinental flight.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
I think I've read that
because
long
of the
time ago.
shielding. Like the Van Allen belts were understood at the time.
Yes.
So there. So I understand the grievance and I understand the response and
Right.
why it was possible. So cool. So I'm trying to get on that level with everything, right?
Okay.
And then this one about the rotation, and I was like, I don't fucking get it. I never heard this shit before. Have you heard this shit?
No.
Nope.
Oh fuck.
Because I know what the theory of fucking relativity is.
Well, it's not even that, right? The moon's tidally locked to Earth. Mickey and I were talking this earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
So it rotates with Earth. So it's always like we're always get the same face, which is why the dark side of the moon
Right.
is a thing.
Yes.
Right. So
No. I'm talking about when you're up there
Yeah.
landing a craft. It doesn't matter if it's rotating because you're smaller than it.
yeah, right, exactly.
It's relativity to the object.
Or is it
Wouldn't
the lack
matter.
of atmosphere? Maybe like I don't fully understand like how atmospheres work to the degree because like is there not a slight
That's because the moon is just a rock.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean,
Nothing-
though. So, like, there's nothing really, like, what's holding you in place around? Like, is it the gravity pulling you from the moon is what keeps
Yeah.
you steady?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
how big the object is sitting in space.
Okay.
So the
Not
moon,
how big, it's mass.
or it's mass. Sorry,
Yeah.
layman's terms, I guess. No, so like the moon's small, right? So that's why they can bounce because it has low gravity. Is
Yeah.
that the right correct? Yeah, low gravity. And then Earth is bigger, so we're accustomed to this gravity, so we stay on the ground. And I can only have a 32-inch vertical here because it's it's higher gravity.
You don't squat, bitch.
Yeah, it is true. I don't squat. No, I've never heard that. That's weird. the rotation. I mean, I guess like, no, it's not valid. Go on.
So we're gonna skip that one for now.
Yeah, I definitely want to come back to that.
What, do you have anything?
Well, when we start,
I'm not doing this fucking episode twice, bud.
No. Like, I mean, like we'll come back to it later in the episode for discussions of the crazies or the conspiracies and whatnot.
The crazies. Okay. All right. So one of the first things was just the sheer amount of people that worked at NASA. So first of all, you're demeaning all of the work that, tens of thousands of people did on this incredible project, not to mention all the work that was done before and all the research that was done before. Because what? Because you saw a YouTube video
Of like
cool,
some
man.
some dude in a tap out shirt drinking a fucking Red Bull, just saying, "Yo, don't fucking trust them, man. They're all
Doesn't
fucking
make
liars."
sense to me, bro.
Like why was the flag waving?
So what was the flag doing?
It was being disturbed by the person.
Putting it into the ground.
Send ripples.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
simple.
Exactly.
Fucking
It's so
simple,
fucking
bro. It's so
stupid.
simple. Like it's not even. They say, okay, here's an interesting thing. I was reading some stuff. I think it was on Forbes, and it was like the top 7 reasons why it's stupid not to believe in the moon landing,
Okay.
right? And one of the reasons was like if you have a decent enough telescope, like there are astronomers, amateur astronomers all over the world with a telescope. I mean, it's 2019, bro. Like you can see a good amount with a camera.
Yeah.
So
some of the
a
cameras today. My goodness.
Think of a telescope for that's like $5,000 for a dude who loves looking, astronomy. You can see the moon. They said that there's obviously pictures, documents of just amateur photographers taking pictures of the landing site.
Yeah.
You can see it
That's pretty
from
cool.
Earth.
That's pretty
Like
cool.
what the fuck? How do you not believe it now? Like
Yeah.
how do you just go out? If you don't believe it, invest. Go rent a telescope. Look at the motherfucking moon for a couple nights.
At that point, you know what? Maybe we should start putting a little more onus on these people. It's like, okay, you here's you. Like, essentially, that's how it works.
Right.
You have the claim. Prove it.
Yeah, and also that article I sent you guys. Did you see that? I didn't even read it, but I sent it
one?
because it had to deal with today's
classic.
today's topic. I read some of them.
Is it you're doing the same shit? You're sending all these, and here's me like,
Yeah,
did you guys send me today?
I didn't, but let me. I'm sorry.
I'm your catalyst, bro. You should be thanking me.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
Thank you with my
no,
dick.
they're fucking cool. I'm down with that. No, so they're opening up rocks from the moon from the Apollo missions this year. So if the moon landing never happened, why the fuck would they just randomly bring this up now? Like, oh, you know what? A lot of people are talking about that moon landing didn't happen now. We should break out those rocks we got from the bottom of a lake and say they're from the moon. Well, you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to say about that? Why are they breaking open rocks? Why would they be doing this? Why would they be wasting all this money to just break open a couple rocks if they weren't actually from the moon? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. You looked at me like I was stupid when I am, but like more stupid than I am. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you were saying.
So that evidence right there is more than enough for me.
Well, yeah, and there were samples brought back that didn't resemble anything on Earth.
Sure.
Why is that not enough?
That's what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. So I guess my question to you, when you were walking around work, did you fire any of this off at them?
The thing is I was trying to respond to everybody's specific claim, and no one said anything about that.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So
no
you were
one said
just kind
anything
of
about moon rocks.
you were testing it, right?
was-
You were more interested in their responses than like the actual debate.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay.
Because I didn't want, if someone is convinced by something and they say they are, I'm gonna believe them. I'm not gonna call them a fucking liar, and I'm gonna try and address that specific
Right.
thing. So
Okay.
that's what I was attempting to do. But man, even when I did, I was still getting like I don't know, it doesn't add up. I don't think we went
Oh yeah,
from,
classic shit.
from
right?
multiple people.
And then they probably turn around and say, "Hey man, catch that football game?"
Sports fans all. Sports fans. All.
Okay, give me what else did they say? I'm just curious. Who like anybody else you talked to with some outrageous like points of why it didn't happen?
Yeah. So the one was we kind of already mentioned the light from the stars, but that also is related to the clarity of the picture. Like, you shouldn't be able to see Neil Armstrong in this image if there's only one light source. But the moon's also highly reflective.
Yes, that's it's.
Which is
How do you think the fucking moon illuminates at night?
Exactly.
Or
It's
is there a
so
light bulb in
incredibly
it?
stupid. Like,
Holy fuck.
look at it. There,
It doesn't
clearly-
illuminate itself. It reflects
Well,
light because it's a fucking dust rock.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that essentially like the definition of a satellite? Reflecting light from another body? Part of like the
It
original
might be
definition?
like I was gonna
Of
say
the
it
word?
actually might be
Yeah.
the original.
I don't know.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I'm
he's
curious
right,
about
to be
that.
honest. But obviously now it's changed because satellites are technological things.
Well, no, but like a satellite, at least I always understood as something that like revolved around something else. Like you have satellite cities and this sort of thing.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't
yeah.
know. About
I think
the
that's like the
reflecting thing.
original.
I can just remember from like when I was a kid, like, oh, a satellite is something that reflects another source of light.
I don't know,
that
man.
originates
Look that
its
up.
own.
Let's get. That's a shady word, eh? There's like a bunch of different definitions for yeah.
No, apparently the very original is one who escorts or follows after an important person. So definitely off on that one.
Well, but it in that
still-
way
yeah.
it kind of relate because all of the planets were personified. So
Yeah.
then,
Oh, yeah, look at
all of the
So then
Earth's
moons would be
stairs,
yeah, okay.
satellites.
You know, I don't know why everyone calls you stupid, Fresh. You're smart.
That's just me.
I know so many things.
SMRT.
I like watermelon.
So
Oh goodness.
okay, give me another one. This is fun. I just want to know another something somebody else said.
Oh man.
Come on, there's got to be some.
So the one, and it was the only one that kind of gave me any pause, though I have still heard it before, was why haven't we been back to the moon?
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I don't work for NASA.
What?
I'm
You got
sorry.
that tank that
So-
says
I know,
NASA, bro.
I know.
Like-
I
I'm,
got
I'm
that.
bringing up the contract. It said right in my contract. Yeah, Fresh. Oh, I was working with NASA on the daily. Oh, okay, cool. I can really learn something from that. You motherfucker.
I wore that tank to poetry one night, and this dude started chatting me up. He's like, "Oh, NASA, like that's cool. You know those guys?" I'm like,
No, seriously?
I am
Fuck's sake.
dead ass.
How
motherfucking
fucking stoned was this
serious.
guy?
Hold on.
He's a space cadet,
Is it
not in the kind of we're talking about where he actually goes to space. Like he is.
is it Mr. Poetry accent?
Yes. Yeah, I
yeah.
forgot. You know the guy.
I hate
Yeah.
that guy so much. Fuck that guy.
Oh, great. That
Is it-
sounds
is
like
it-
I
I'm
love
trying to
him.
talk to you like, oh, that's a really cool NASA shirt there. Yeah, bro, you know those guys?
So I got one that
Oh, I'm so mad now. Whew.
I got one I thought was interesting because I never really heard of it until like last
what is
year.
this bullshit?
Oh, it is complete bullshit. I'll
Oh.
tell you. So it's the space boot versus the footprints. The space boot of Neil Armstrong. It's right here. Neil Armstrong's space boot compared to the footprint of the moon.
I've seen that too, and it does make you kind of go, huh.
No, it doesn't because they fucking wear special boots to walk on the moon. It's right there. You can see it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
He's right. I can see it.
So they use the lunar boots or whatever.
It's like a boot cover on the boot.
Yeah. It straps on with Velcro. Where's the fucking picture? Oh
That's
my
interesting.
God. I'm probably tagged now under the fucking this guy's a conspiracy extremist.
Though, on that, they do plan to go back in 2024. By 2024.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually read an AMA on Reddit with some people from NASA, and it was
No
super
shit.
fucking cool.
Well,
Yeah,
and
man.
did you hear where they're getting their funding like who's pushing for the funding?
Trump.
Yep. He wants to get them another 20 to 30 billion.
Yeah.
So bring it up to possibly 40 or 60. I don't know.
Space
He's like, I
Force.
lost everyone else, but I still got the nerds.
Well, hey, you
The
know what?
racist nerds.
Yeah.
The racist, sexist, homophobic nerds.
It's just most of them.
Yeah, probably. Hey, we're nerds.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to kind of
We're
see
cool
that. Like,
nerds.
regardless of who it came from, I'm just like, yeah, that's good stuff. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's the flag.
The flag.
There's the flag. So it clearly, obviously, it has. I'm watching the video right now. And you got to be really dumb. I'm sorry. Like, you got to be really ignorant on how things move if you think that that is fucking wind.
Yeah, they're.
Like, it looks so unnatural.
Yeah, it looks nothing like
it,
wind.
And
it
then-
looks like they're struggling so much too to get it right. The guy just fucking walked into it.
And the guy's like literally, he's just moving it. It's a piece of cloth. It's gonna move. it's gonna still
it's
move.
so
Doesn't matter
stupid.
if it's wind. But
Especially
it looks,
if there's no wind and nothing but gravity pulling it down.
yeah. And then yeah. So there's that, and that's just easy. Like that's an easy debunk for like anybody.
You know what?
To me, at least.
It's funny that you brought up the debunk because I was looking up some videos, just kind of get some quick stuff because I'm lazy. But nothing for like probably I think it was the first 2 pages, nothing but debunk stuff. Like but it's just like the quick and easy stuff. It's the footprint, it's the flag, it's the lighting, it's the this and that. I'm just going. There seems to be a real big push for the. You know what? We're sick of you people being dumb. We're going to educate your asses.
Well, yeah, because one of the things that I found out about was that for a very long time, like through the 80s, NASA did not address any of this.
Which is weird.
Any of it. I don't think it's weird
'cause
because they're trying not to give it any credibility.
I guess
It's
so,
like,
but-
when you argue with fools, people from a distance can't tell who's who.
I guess it's and I guess maybe to beat the dead horse here is like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you say something, you're covering it. If you say nothing, you're covering it up. So
Exactly. So, yeah, so they just never fucking said anything.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. In a sense, they kind of still don't. Like, you can go and read the whole mission log. I read it. It was cool and kind of boring.
sure.
Yeah, bad.
Oh, dude, it's like, because it's very, like, military, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But,
Well,
Funny you say military.
what?
on the you said you were reading the mission log. I was reading part of the conspiracy part where supposedly Buzz and
Lightyear?
Neil, yeah, the Lightyear one. Buzz and Neil at one point
Buzz and Neil.
turned off the NASA communications and spoke to medical. So it wasn't recorded, supposedly. Like, apparently they didn't record medical. And saying, we are seeing shit. There's something following us. And then it's supposedly,
that.
when they landed, like, something is here with
Well,
us.
one of them came out and
What?
said, "Dude, one of them didn't. One of
No,
them
no, no,
come
no,
out."
no, no, hold on. Where did you get that?
From crazy internet land. Again,
It was Buzz.
it was Buzz Aldrin who said it, and essentially saying we turned it on to medical, and we said there's a blue light following us, and then when they landed on the moon, they said to medical, there's something here with us,
What the fuck? I've never heard
Oh,
any of this.
yeah, it's all debunked shit.
and it's
right
all
here.
been debunked.
Okay, and
I've heard about that.
if that were the case, then they definitely went there.
Well, really,
So-
right?
Dude, there was yeah. Anyway, I can't. I'm not gonna get into that.
Also, there are actually essentially mirrors on the moon. We left what are called, I think, retro reflectors. So, like, there's literally physical evidence of having been on the moon.
Well, there you go. Shut up, you crazy
and
people.
right there, look, I just with
What's
a quick
that?
Google search, dude. All these people with the boot thing. I just think the boot thing's the most ridiculous thing because of how
It's all
easy.
the most
No, I know,
ridiculous
but
thing.
how easy it could. Courtesy of NASA. There's the suit right there. Right there, it says lunar overshoe. It took me 3 fucking seconds to Google that.
Oh, they're just covering.
They're just
the
covering
earth.
Maybe they want it to be easily found.
Anyway, okay, so I mean, I don't know. I think you're right. I think it has to do like why they believe people who believe the shit. It's kind of like flat Earth. It's kind of like outrageous conspiracies. Like I'm a conspiracy guy. I definitely believe there's conspiracy in the world, but I'm not like the Earth's flat. We never been to the moon. I do 9/11 was
See,
an
the-
inside job. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it's different.
I
It's
feel
truth.
I feel like these like flat earthers and no moon landing people
Are like the same people.
Well, I feel like in their
Sometimes, but not always.
no, I know.
Because
was
I
joking.
said that, and they all started laughing.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, we've talked
no,
about this,
you
yeah.
sound just as ridiculous,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
but I feel like when these people when they were younger children, their favorite game was let's see who can hold their breath the longest.
I like that game.
Go ahead, Mickey.
I'm not very good at it. I don't have lungs like I used to.
So
Younger lungs.
should I start pissing fresh off then? Is it time yet?
Oh hell.
Do you want to know my true belief on the moon landing?
Oh,
It's
you
just
lied.
true belief.
So you've already pissed off because you lied.
No,
to
I
him.
didn't lie. I believe NASA went to the moon, but I don't believe NASA like they're just the public front, man.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's a public front. It's to keep the public happy, and I honestly think we've been back to the moon a bunch of times. You just don't know about it.
What?
Yeah. into the dark side, homie. The one you can't see.
Well, what is it? The Russians went to the dark side of the moon.
What?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
They were the first ones
or
to
they
take
flew
the first.
above it, right?
They were the first one to take the first picture of the dark side of the moon.
moon.
Though I found it very interesting how so goddamn different the sides look. You see the ones that we see.
Goddamn different.
We see the side that we
Is
see.
the Pope allowed to say that?
Where the fuck I wanted the fucking Pope.
True.
On our side, it looked like you see these massive, massive craters, huge. Like it looks like someone literally just scooped a scoop of ice cream out of a tub. And then on the dark side of the moon, it's just like little, like smaller craters. I'm just going, that's just so weird because scientists have theorized that the moon has acted as
A shield?
a shield against small comets and shit like that. I go, okay, that's believable. You can see it from the little ones, but why are there these huge ones on our side?
Well, I don't know, because I'm seeing the one that you're seeing, and it looks like it's from like 1901, right? Is that what you're talking about?
I'll find the picture for you.
Of course, you cannot escape Pink Floyd.
Yeah, you can't get it. No, there it is. Yeah, I definitely think we've been back to the moon. Shit.
Okay, what are you basing that on?
Oh,
More
okay.
clear.
Yeah, there's a lot
Not
of
clear.
yeah. Okay,
But it's smaller. It's just weird to
that
me.
makes sense. That it's
But it's just
shield.
weird that on the side that seems to never face the other way
Well,
has
'cause
the
it's probably
bigger craters.
It's getting.
Who's that talking to you there, Mickey?
That is somebody who is thankful for some legal pushing, I guess. I didn't give any legal advice. No, it's I just promoted the paralegal I'm working for.
Oh, I got that invite. I gotta
okay.
accept that. No, bro. I just think the moon's a pretty important piece. And what's the U.S. Well, what's every government really all about? Surveillance, right?
Okay.
So why wouldn't you just do something on the fucking moon with surveillance?
On that. So I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about this. How
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
None of what I am saying here has any credible evidence at all.
okay.
Just to be noted, this is all just like hunch.
Okay. Well,
And I really don't give a fuck if I'm completely wrong.
this
or
will
right.
feed a little bit to your flame here. So, Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about how inventions and how science and military are very much together.
Yeah.
Separate but together. So he said when the first telescope was invented, I believe it was the Catholic Church essentially had thousands of them built
Right.
for their military, because they said, wow, because so the scientists were like, wow, look, I could see the moon. And then very shortly after, actually, they invented the microscope.
Oh, okay.
So it was telescope, microscope, boom, boom. But they showed like, wow, look, you could see a ship like 50 times further away, and you can tell who they are.
Right.
Well, wow. And then all of a sudden, one of the strongest military powers of the time were like, hey, make us a ship, like a ship full
Yeah.
of these. So essentially, what his point was, when there is a scientific technological advance, the military is right there to go, how can we use it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 110%.
So, and here's actually a thought I found kind of scary, that the Hubble telescope
yeah.
was one of the first of its kind to hit space, but the military was like, that's cool that you can see out. Make us one that can see down.
Yeah.
Almost immediately after.
Surveillance,
Almost
baby.
immediately after. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean that's fucking creepy, but it has nothing to do with the goddamn moon.
Yes, it does.
or does
It
it?
has everything to do with the moon. What do you mean it has
so,
nothing to do with
hey,
the moon?
look, we went to the moon. Cool. How can we monopolize it or capitalize on it? Monopolize. Fuck me. How can we capitalize on you going to the moon? Let's put a base on there, maybe.
Or in it.
Or in
no
it.
base at all.
Or no base at all.
Or whatever, something. Or go back there, or maybe they went back and realized, we don't need it.
It smells
But I
pretty good.
definitely think the military has gone back there. Makes sense to me. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Well, again, they
Right.
have the money. If it took NASA that long on that budget, and when the military has quadrupled times 10 their budget, I don't know. I'm just shooting numbers here.
Oh yeah, it's a fuckload. More.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that much more. Wouldn't be that hard for them to do it again, because it's been done. They just have more money to play around with. So I can see the possible basis of thinking of that. Now we need the proof. We don't have it, and I don't care because it's conspiracy stuff.
Okay, so you don't even say why haven't we gone back? You say, of course we've gone back. Am I getting this
Yes,
correct?
of course we've gone back.
Well, hold
1,000%.
on.
Why would you not?
I'm gonna just change the wording of it. They have gone back.
Yeah, no,
because
we-
the NASA is the public
Public
front.
has not gone back.
When NASA goes
Privatized.
to the moon, we go to the moon. When the
Yeah.
military goes to the moon, they go to the moon.
What is NASA the public front for?
Space travel.
Just to show that the
Space technology.
pretty
It's just the
good
public front.
Front for that because that's
Yeah,
what
because
is.
it is. But there's okay. I don't know.
No, you don't.
No, but neither do you. You just know what you know from the internet that's regulated and media that's regulated for you to know. You really think that if they wanted to do some top secret shit and launch a ship out to the moon to go back, that me or you would ever hear about that? There's no chance in hell.
Yeah, but it's so easy to see a spaceship going.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe it's easy to see SpaceX spaceships and NASA spaceships.
Remember when we were talking about how the way they go up is just less of an issue instead of kind of curving it around? So what if when one side of the planet's on and looking away from the moon, they just literally go all the way around just so nobody sees it?
Who knows?
Just throwing it out there. Why the fuck not, right?
Dude, think about all the technology, all the scientists that the military have working for them and how they could just, think about where SpaceX is now. I guarantee the military was there by like the 80s. For sure.
Well, the Philadelphia Project said that it was.
I'm just going by like history,
I'm
right?
I'm-
like
I'm not-
exploration. And I'm going by not even like tech or anything like that. I'm going by the gut feeling. If I was like, bro, we
I
went
was
to
hoping he
the.
was going to say gut feeling.
Yeah,
like,
there's
I
a lot
thought
of that.
if I was in the military and I was like, yo,
They
just went to the moon. We're gonna go back to the moon. Let's go bully them and do it like 80 times better and like militarize it. Like, let's do it.
What did Captain Kirk say? Like, you own the skies, something to that degree? That was like
Is this
big,
Star Wars?
Air superiority. Yeah.
that was the biggest push for American military. You own the skies. If you own the fucking space.
Yeah, they have the Space Corps now or whatever. Space something. That's a real program in the American government.
Is that really real though, or
pretty
is that
sure
just
that
some
it was
bullshit
voted
that
in. Look it up.
rednecks say? Space Force.
The Space Force.
I'm gonna be so fucking mad if this is real.
I don't know why
not our
it's so
tax
hard
dollars,
for
so-
you to think, or for you to even remotely give it a shot that the military is involved in space. I don't know why that's hard for you.
No, it's it's
Like,
not
what do
hard
you
for me to think that the military is involved in space. It's just I would never claim to have a clue what they're doing.
Oh no, I said that first and foremost. Said I don't know anything. This is based on zero evidence of anything I've ever looked up. It's just a hunch on human behavior. I'm taking human behavior. That's
a
it.
good way to look at it. It's like
Yeah, the Space
that's
Force is not established.
It's not yet.
Oh,
Oh, okay. But it's gonna happen for sure. United States Space Force.
as soon as they're trying to go into space, they had the space wars. It wasn't. It was like there's a point where like, yeah, we look back. It was the space race.
Yeah.
But at a point, it was called the space wars. Who can get there first? Who can get up there, put a fucking laser on there, and go, oh hey, I don't like your government policy, United States. Yeah, there you go. There's a laser on your major city.
They actually called it Star Wars.
Yeah.
So there
they
you
did.
go.
Yeah.
They did call it. But my point is, we're the general public. As smart as we would like to think we are, and as much information as we like to think we can just get and get and get, there's always information held back. There's
No doubt.
always distorted information. There's always cover-ups. There always
Fake
is.
news,
It happens.
China.
Fake news. It always happens. It does. I mean, look at 9/11. They still say it was a fucking terror. Bro, it's literally like you got to be. People still believe it was real, and they have a whole website of physicists. All these engineers, just scientists.
You know what? How about that? How about that? For those who believe that no, we didn't go to the moon, but yet they will fully believe that 9/11 was an inside job. They believe that science, not the other science. It's an interesting thought.
It is an interesting thought, and I don't know enough of the 9/11 science to speak on that, other than the fact that Bush obviously did it, but
By
Right.
himself.
but you're right. It's comes back to that whole applying the same standards of evidence,
The scientific method.
You cannot if you're going to use the scientific method, for example, in one case, and then compare claims, you have to use it in all cases. You can't be like, I don't know, I just don't think we did.
Do you know what the scientific method was for proving that terrorists were responsible for 9/11? They found a passport. The only piece of paper that didn't disintegrate in the whole
Yeah,
motherfucking
I know,
thing. Anyway,
I know.
my point was they still feed you bullshit facts on that, even though it's blatantly obvious that it was an inside job.
But I think that, like, finding a fucking terrorist passport
Right.
on the ground isn't the craziest thing. Life is full of bizarre coincidences like that.
Well,
Okay, but the United States government, who's funded, what would you say, $645 billion a year compared to NASA's 20?
The Department of Defense?
Yeah.
600
Yeah.
billion.
It was,
Yeah.
I think it was 660 versus 20. Yeah.
You're telling me that
That's for like 2017.
they've never gone to space with that much money?
hey,
No, because they have to fucking pay Blackwater and Lockheed Martin and.
Oh, yeah, I know
All their
that, but that's more
contractors.
than enough money.
Yes, it is more than enough money, but it's there are other
Bro,
concerns.
you don't
man.
think Lockheed
Oil.
Martin? You don't think Lockheed Martin and shit are making space shit? Oh my god, bro! They probably got space suits with
See,
space missiles.
for me, when it comes to like, you know, we gotta watch this, we gotta watch this with our military, blah blah blah. For me, I just think right back to the Rothschilds, World Bank. They own everything. They're not anything fighting today.
What
I
the
think it's just.
fuck
I don't
are
even
you
know what the
talking
fuck
about?
What?
You just.
I
what-
know. I took it. I purposefully, and I knew where I was going, right off the fucking rails. Because again, when we start talking semantics, I'm like, oh, but they got to worry about this, you got to worry about this. I don't even think there's any worry whatsoever about real war ever happening again. Because everybody's owned by the same fucking bank. Why the fuck would they go to war?
What in
So
the fuck are you talking about?
essentially, backing up Slick's point of. Yeah, they do have the funds to go to space, and I think very much so that they would use some of that to do it because they can do whatever the fuck they want. They have the money,
Also, you have to remember that that's just the number you read.
and we're also just making it mad. Love you.
And also, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know what it. No, he's saying that his theory is that there are only a couple families that own the world,
Okay.
that run the world with money.
Okay.
So, which they fund the governments, they pull the strings, right? They already know that there's not going to be any wars, so the defense is going to space. That's what he's saying. You get that?
When people go like, oh, Russia and the United States, there's tensions again. They're both under the same World Bank. What tensions? They both the money
yeah,
comes
but
from
what
the
the
same
fuck
source.
is the World Bank? What does that mean?
The World Bank is essentially the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, but when everybody goes back on potato currency because there's no goddamn water left anymore,
Well, yeah, but
the
we'll-
World Bank isn't going to mean shit.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm talking about right
yeah,
now.
in like 6 months.
Yeah, in 6 months. But I'm talking about right now. Potato currency. I'm sorry. I just like that because it just hits so close to home.
Tiddly-dee.
Diddly-dee, potatoes. Get one for my potatoes. They're worth gold now. Anyways. Here's another thing. I don't know. Are we kind of done on that point of military spending, or you want to keep going?
No, I think
I
that's a
don't-
key thing. I mean, I just think like if we're talking about the moon landing, they didn't fake it. There's
Yeah.
no way they faked the moon landing. Like honestly, like if you're gonna be a conspiracy person, just
Okay,
do
so
it.
what's the answer for why we didn't go back?
Because we have been back, you just don't know about it.
What's the answer?
That's
Interesting.
why.
That's
What-
interesting.
Now that there's public pressure, right? Now it's been years and years, and there's like now this is like, why are we going back? And Trump's like, yeah, why don't we go back? Because no one's telling Trump shit, right? Like they don't know about the moon base. And he's like, yeah, here's another $20 billion out of my pocket. Go to the moon again. You know,
A
It's
small loan of $20
I think it's
billion.
just it's a small loan. I think it's just reached that point where people want to see it happen again. The public wants to see it happen again,
Yeah.
so they're going to make it because
So,
NASA's a public front.
So NASA will go back.
They will serve and calm the public because they're not ready to show us all the shit they're working on. They ain't ready for that shit. The aliens, bro.
Aliens.
Hold on.
No,
Get my
okay.
hair
In
up here.
all seriousness, to sum up my point of this is we've been to the moon. We didn't go back because we did go back. You just don't know about it.
Okay.
And they probably still keep going back. That's my guess. Or they probably don't. They probably have something up there that operates fully, or they go up once a year to restock or some shit like that. I don't know.
Do you okay? All right. With this fucking insane theory of yours, is there any connection between the ISS and this
No.
this supposed moon
No,
base? None. Okay.
None. Zero. That's a completely research. It's supposed to symbolize world unity. That's a public front. It's
Okay.
all public front.
Okay, so what about the changes in bone density and the irradiation suffered by astronauts on the ISS? How is that compensated?
Oh, there's no
for
one
on the
living
moon
up on the
base?
moon.
Oh, there isn't. Well, you
No.
said it was a base.
They just have a base, man. You don't think robots are up to par yet?
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
What? I'm just saying, man. You don't think robots are up to par yet to do simple things?
Quick question.
No,
though.
I do. I've seen a robot breakdance.
Yeah.
What-
So
It was sick.
What is the cause of the bone density? Do you know off the top of your head? Is it the lack of gravity?
Yeah,
Is it the
it's the lack of
radiation?
gravity.
Yeah.
So have they not been speculating for years now that they're working on or have?
artificial gravity.
Yeah. So essentially, with inertia is what they're using for artificial. I don't know the full extent of it. All I read was like, oh, we're looking at using inertia. I'm just thinking
Yeah.
it's weird though because I guess you could, because if you're spinning in a zero gravity space, there is a force pushing.
Yes, 110%. The gravitron at the Strawberry Fest will demonstrate that very
So,
nicely.
yeah.
They
So
just
as-
use inertia, so it just spins because there's no friction in space.
So
it
if-
takes very little energy.
If I'm going to just quickly dip my feet into the moon base hollow moon theory, that now since if it's,
I ain't saying anything about
no,
that.
no, I'm just kind of so would they not possibly have the technology of a fast spinning core to create inertia to
Yeah,
hold you? to
yeah.
hold you
Why
down?
not? I doubt that's going down, but I mean,
I
like,
just-
they probably can, man. I mean, like I said, bring it back to the 40s. They split an atom and killed a bunch of people. Once that happened, once we entered the nuclear age, advancements in technology per year are only going to go up, and they have been since that day.
Yeah.
So, to me, with just human, like I said, it's all based on just human tendency of exploration and conquering and blah 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 blah, all that shit. I can't. For somebody who takes a military career or a space career for their whole life, and that's what they are, that's their person, their persona, I can't see none out of like the hundreds of thousands of people who work there, thousands that are important, that said, yeah, maybe we should like look into space a bit more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can't believe, it's just hard for me to believe, I guess, that NASA's all that they have. NASA's all that, there's gotta be more.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Well, a little bit just
It's a hunch. Fresh
because
is really quiet right now. He's really
he's
mad.
brooding.
No, I'm just looking further into more of these deniers and the details. And what's funny to me is that every time something gets refuted, they'll pause and then walk over to something else, not even acknowledging that thing. So, so you say, like you solve the problem of the light and the images and everything, and then they go, yeah, but what about the crosshair on this here? And you're like, well, hold
about
on.
that?
I thought this other thing was the fucking sticking
I
point.
thought that was the catalyst.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the deniers, they like to bounce back and forth. And they don't like to really have a debate or a discussion. Maybe the fear of being wrong is super strong in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
like rather than and there's a shithead aspect to this. Like rather than take any position, maybe I hate the people who say I don't know even more. Because
yeah, okay.
Because I understand being humble, but how is it more humble to doubt people who have put their lives into this science and equivocate that with jackasses on YouTube and cheap documentaries on Netflix? How is that humble? That seems like a fucking arrogance I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean, for someone to go online and watch a YouTube video from some fuck nut job
In a tap-out shirt.
Fuck
me
nut
in a tap
job.
out shirt with a truck that I don't. No, I'm just.
Is it you in a tap-out shirt? Hold on, because I'd listen to that.
It's me in a tap out.
Oh.
Is the
Tap out shirt. The video is being filmed while I'm in my Ram 1500.
is the truck
Vroom, vroom,
is it
motherfucker.
lifted?
Oh, 1000%,
Okay.
bro. It's
It's
like,
lifted 1,000%. You
yeah.
damn near be at the moon.
oh,
dog.
dude, I'm almost at the moon.
So you can definitely tell
I'm
us
trying to
for
go
sure.
there since we never went there.
Oh my
No.
god.
The first trucker on the moon.
They look online. Okay, so like I said, I'm a conspiracy guy, but the thing I love about conspiracy is the proof for it and the proof against it. It's the war of information. I
Yeah,
love that.
it's
Right?
fun.
It's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun debating it, bringing up different points, and hopefully you're kind of dealing with someone with like an open mind,
Sure.
to a degree. But these people, I find when you find those people that just don't want any scientific shit. They don't even want to talk about it. Like it's like almost like it exhausts them. The truth exhausts them.
Yeah,
Right? They don't
no,
wanna
for real. That's a good way to put it.
And they only look for reasons why we didn't go.
Yes.
They don't look for the debunked, like the people who debunk it using fucking science.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Like,
is
So if someone
weird.
says like, the lighting didn't make any sense, whatever the fuck, because there's like 3 different aspects to the whole lighting argument. So they say that, and they say, okay, well, because of this, I am convinced. So let's just, in this hypothetical, it hinges on that one thing. But did you at any point turn and say, all right, how might the lighting actually make sense? Did you look up the counterpoint?
Yeah.
No, not at any fucking moment did you do that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so ridiculous. That's why you've got this mountain of scientific evidence and this community of scientists that are all fully in support of it. And then, random fuckheads. It really is like flat Earth in that regard.
It is.
You know what? With their basic level of understanding, maybe they should just watch an episode of Mythbusters. They proved that you can't.
Actually, they did the light thing on Mythbusters.
Yeah, but the same way on how the moon would be on like. So well, then fuck me, I guess.
Yeah,
just kind of
Yeah,
realizing.
totally
it.
fucked you. Gave me a chance to drink this drink though, so thank you.
Welcome.
I mean, there's actually physical evidence. Like, what more do you need?
That's what I mean. Like,
There's
just
literal moon rocks.
why is it so hard?
There are pieces that we left up there. What more do you need?
I don't even know why people like don't want to believe that.
I don't know, man.
Well, and that's a whole nother ball of wax.
I think it
man.
honestly has to do with their psyche, their decision making process, how they
Their
grew up,
lack of
with
trust and stuff like
distrust,
that.
shit like that. It's got to be deeper than that because there's just. I look up every single fucking conspiracy, and most of them, I'm going to say 90% of them are proven just to be bullshit.
Yeah,
but the fun of
course.
it is seeing the proof,
Exactly.
right? And then
And
when
the-
you find one that you're like, like 9/11, you're
Yeah,
like, there's a lot there that this is a real one, man. We got a real one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fishing. You catch a bunch
What?
of seaweed, but all of a
Oh.
sudden you catch that fucking motherfucking big tuna. You know what I'm saying? You finally get that conspiracy that's true. And it's like,
a tuna's huge.
yeah, bro, so was 9/11.
Yeah, and he also said a big tuna.
And it's a big tuna. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And no, I'm trying to put it in the context like there are the conspiracy people who literally believe every conspiracy. And then there are the people who look for the facts and then are open to just accepting it. Like, say I didn't believe. If I saw the facts, then I'd believe it.
Yeah. In as much as not believing is the neutral position, that would be fair. But no one uses logic like that.
You know what,
Like
though?
the actual rules of rhetoric.
Yeah.
I think just for some reason, I guess maybe the scientific method, or whether it just be how we try to understand things. I don't think not believing either or. For me, just like to say it's the neutral position. I'm like, no, I feel like it's like you said earlier. Like you hate them just more than the people who say no.
No. I let me clarify here,
Okay.
Mickey, because this applies in essentially all arguments where anyone's trying to convince you of one thing. So, to the neutral position is to not believe the claim until convinced.
Okay.
Okay. So whether the claim is, and this is where it gets dicey, whether the claim is we did go to the moon, then someone has to prove that to you.
Sure.
Right.
Or whether the claim is we did not go to the moon, then someone has to prove that to you. When you say it's like the difference between not guilty and innocent in the sense of law. So think of
Okay.
it like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Am I making
No,
sense? there?
that does help me a bit.
Nice.
Right. Because you might not believe someone is innocent, but they have not been proven guilty
Yeah.
to that standard. So you have to.
Present the evidence.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of the thing. And that's how it works logically as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't like. It blows my mind. It literally blows my mind.
You know what? Maybe they
Stats.
need to understand the scientific method earlier. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think this stems from a deep well of distrust.
But that's
Yeah,
what I mean, though.
it
Like,
has to.
But if we get them understanding the scientific method at like at an earlier stage,
It's no. What I'm telling you, Mickey, is it doesn't have anything to do with the scientific method.
Nothing. It all has to do with the fact that they're so ignorant, or they want to distrust somebody so badly they refuse to even look at the other side of the argument.
Consider that I was just on our break here talking to two people, and both of them who came those conversations went wildly differently.
yeah,
but they both primarily stated their feelings as the reason.
Yes.
You know? So what amount of evidence would convince that person? How many essays do you have to write? You have the entire internet.
Yeah, like
Nothing I can say. Well, I shouldn't even say it because I did convince one person, but unless they have a sufficiently open mind, nothing I can say is going to
Right.
get through.
As soon as they say
so
the feeling
scientific
part.
method.
there has to
Doesn't
be
matter.
with shit like this. There's got to be a line between belief and science, right? Like you can believe that there's more to life than just working a 9 to 5. That's a belief, right? That's just
Sure.
how you want to believe how you live your life. But to get all bent out of shape and say, no, I believe they never went, and that's just it. You can't argue with me.
Yeah.
That's just fucking ignorance
I guess my
to
thought,
science.
I guess my thought process was if early enough they're taught how to understand things, maybe there'd be less people like that.
No, I understand
Yeah,
that.
that-
And
yeah.
you're probably right. You're
Yeah.
probably right. But, and those people always fall back on these like, well, everybody used to think the earth was flat. You know?
Yeah,
Everybody used to think the sun revolved around the earth.
Everybody used to think that snorting smallpox was a good idea.
What?
Snorting smallpox, like when they're like,
What?
we need a vaccine for smallpox, shave those off and then snort. Oh yeah, way back. But anyways, sorry.
What the
Okay, let me bring it up.
fuck?
Keep going.
No, don't bring it up. Should we bring it up? I don't even know if I want to know about
Snorting
that.
smallpox.
Essentially, they would like harvest smallpox in some form or whatever.
Did it work?
What about big pox?
Well, they'd probably get stuck.
What about
I
biggie
thought they
and
were.
pox?
I thought they were beefing. Yo,
Oh,
Biggie and Pac are
goddamn.
both on the goddamn moon. All right, shut the fuck up. They're too cool for Earth, bro. They're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
We're gonna go make space rap.
Right here, just a quick blurb. From snorting dried smallpox scabs in the 11th century China to the virtual eradication of the disease in the 1970s.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's what they used to do.
Cheese and crackers.
And peppers.
Pepper cheese.
Pepper cheese, man. That's fucking insane in the membrane. People are weird.
Uh,
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, what was it?
But the
in
point
Greece,
was-
they would. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
Okay. Well, in Greece, I think it's the Hippocrates. Right? Am I saying it right?
Sounds
The
legit.
Hippocratic Oath.
Yes.
He would taste urine to see if you were sick.
Hey, man, you like what you like. Let's not go in
Yeah.
on anybody
Like,
here.
I do that
Well,
every
not-
Sunday.
but again, at the time that may have been mine. I was like, oh yeah, there's something fucking weird with this.
Right.
I wouldn't do it personally, but
This urine doesn't taste like the other guy's urine.
You know what's fucked up, though? I bet there's something to it.
I bet there is.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
gee,
that
like, if
kind
you
of
have-
makes sense.
If you
I
have
bet.
jaundice, well, geez, like just about everything medically you can find it in your urine or your stool.
Hopefully that guy didn't drink like AIDS or something.
It wasn't
Well,
invented.
no,
by-
there was no AIDS.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the FBI didn't make it yet.
Yeah. Oh, that's another
The
episode.
CIA. It's the CIA.
Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, it's almost like they're just ignorant to science. Like you can't talk to those people about it. They get mad.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And weirdly defensive, too.
Yeah, like
Because when you press for like, okay, so why this thing, and then you present, the evidence such as you understand it to that specific claim, and then they move on to the next one, and you're like, oh, hold on, I thought we were on this one.
Yeah.
But anyway, even letting them do that, eventually somebody shakes their head and goes, well, I just don't think so.
You
Yeah.
ever watch the particularly really bad conspiracy theories?
All of them.
Okay, but
Bush did 9/11.
They don't give you time to think about it. It's just from one point to the next. You go, oh, okay, and then when you're just starting to understand it, they jump on to the next point. You go, okay, I guess I'll just keep listening. I just kind of noticed that with a lot of the particularly poorly done ones
Yeah.
and the ones who are really trying to drive their point home, they don't give you time to think. Again, just part of the process, right? If you want someone to listen, you don't
Yeah.
give them a chance to speak.
Yeah, it's like a presentation thing more than anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
It's like
process.
a brainwashing thing because they don't.
When you speak as if something's already a foregone conclusion, you can really play psychological games with people. So you go up there and say, like, I'm going to present evidence why the moon landing was faked, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't really say any evidence, but then you start talking about shit like, what, you think we had the technology back then to do this? Or, like, you think the government would actually let this happen? Or something
Yeah.
like that. And it's like, neither of those two things are actual evidence.
No.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah.
That's just
But
your-
that convinces people.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because
And like, why haven't we been back? Interesting question. Not evidence.
yeah, good question. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, all right.
But not Yeah, you're right. It's not evidence. It's just people. It's like how can I explain it? A personal belief versus a worldwide event. You can't have feelings toward a worldwide event. Like you can, but when you're trying to be, when you think a worldwide event didn't happen, the moon landing, right? Like that was a big thing for the whole world.
Yeah, because, and this is what's fucked up about it. I want to hear your point, but like you mentioned worldwide, they picked the transmission up in Australia.
Yeah.
Russia has never denied the moon landing.
Yeah.
You think they'd be the first?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, like there would be a
Exactly.
huge thing.
Yeah, because that
Right?
was the race. It was
Yeah.
between them.
Yeah.
So just those facts alone, I don't know. Not that I need those to convince me, but it's like these people have reasons to doubt,
Yeah, and they don't.
because
Yeah.
they listen to some.
So, you're right. And
Okay,
it's
sorry,
like,
you were saying
like a
worldwide.
worldwide event versus a personal belief. You cannot attach something like the moon landing to like your feelings.
Oh
You
my
cannot
god, what a good way
attach
to say it.
to your feelings because it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know,
the
it
moon
has to
landing
do-
doesn't care about your feelings.
It has no fucking like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin don't give two fucks about you because they went to the fucking moon and you didn't.
You ever see
You know what I mean?
Neil Armstrong duff that guy?
Wait, what? Duff
Oh
who?
yeah. Like he's like old man Neil walking down the sidewalk and
Yeah.
somebody says some bullshit about the moon landing to me.
Yeah, Neil. He's like, fuck you.
Well,
dude.
I mean,
didn't
he's
go-
been getting this shit for 40
Yeah.
years, right?
His whole fucking career is just like up in bullshit because tab out dude on YouTube, right? Like, no, I'm gonna punch him too. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's I don't know. Yeah, so my point was you can't attach a personal belief to something as big as a moon landing,
Yeah.
to something as big as 9/11.
Yeah.
You can't do it. It's just not logical in any way.
It can affect you emotionally, but
Yes, it
other
can-
than that, there's nothing.
Yeah, you can't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Your feelings don't change it.
When you watch the
Right.
towers come down, you're like, holy fuck. When they watch them
Yeah.
land on the moon, they're like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the exact same tone.
And then when they announce that there's a military space missile base on the moon, Refresher's gonna be like, "Holy fuck!"
He will be. I'll be like that too. Shaking
I
his
just
head, no.
No, so it's got to be a psychological thing. It's weird.
It is fucking weird.
really
It is
weird.
fucking weird. And it's like a resurgence of it.
Yeah.
That's happened
Yeah,
lately.
like
And-
flat Earth.
And you know what I think it is? Sort of like resurgence of racism and Nazism. I think you can actually point to the internet. Unfortunately, this beautiful well of information is also a well of disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take much. Like fucking bad YouTube recommendations, and you can fall down a hole of, twerking or
Yep.
moon landing hoax.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You know? Or
I've been there.
both.
Yeah, at the same time.
Just like
You
shaking that ass.
See the way
on
her
a
butt moves?
step.
This proves that they actually couldn't leave Earth's atmosphere.
Stanley,
That booty was too good to leave.
Stanley Kubrick featuring Yeezy twerking on the moon
Oh my god.
trilogy.
I think we need to write that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh fuck! It's actually kind of unsettling to a point
What do you
where
mean?
when you confront somebody about their belief, I guess, of
Yes.
a scientific worldwide event, and
Yeah,
you're
why
open.
why do people even get a position on it?
Yeah, like you have no fucking. You work at like Tim Hortons or something. Like,
Yeah.
You probably didn't even take physics in high school. You know what I
Right.
mean? You probably
Right.
failed science. I
Right.
don't fucking. Why are you even caring?
but you
But
know
that
what, though?
person gets to talk about, well, the flag looked like it was waving.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you
You know,
know?
there's
But this-
other ways a flag can wave.
And
Right? Like just
this-
take one and do this.
And this is how we have the issues of because we're told time and time again, express yourself. Say what you want, what's on your mind, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And there almost seems to be no, what's the word, punishment. I know, and punishment is probably too strong a word.
Restraint.
No, not restraint. Just like, it's just like, hey, I'm going to say something dumb and completely
Yeah,
left
ignorance.
field.
It's all
and
ignorance.
and nothing happens. Except when someone might say, that's stupid, I don't agree with you, and then they just argue.
Well, that is a trend going on right now.
But-
the fake news is real. Like it's a super real.
No,
thing.
but I just mean like so.
Yeah.
So we're having this conversation right now, and let's say we have a fourth person come in and go, "Y'all are wrong. The moon. We never went to the moon. There is moon bases. The aliens are there. Blah 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 blah." And
So
then,
me.
but then that person will leave, go on the internet and say, I told these fucks this. And people will just go, but there's no repercussions for stupid thoughts. It's just like, well, that's your opinion, I guess.
Yeah, but you can't.
But you can't. You're right. You can't.
You can't fucking beat people down like that, because then you never get through to anyone. You have to have reasonable conversation.
Yes.
As frustrating as it is.
But maybe there's like, since maybe like, they're way out there, like a serious lack of shame, or like they're so afraid of being wrong.
I think honestly, what it is they don't teach philosophy in Western schools unless you're in university. And one thing philosophy taught me was to look at things from every single fucking angle.
To think properly.
To think. Yeah, it's literally how to think of things in your reality.
Philosophy and, I think science can really be very close together.
And they are. And it's a lacking in our education system, plus terrible growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A distrust.
And a lack of push for it to be more mainstream. Like good information, right?
Yeah.
I remember I was watching a small blurb, them talking about how kids are a really good source for scientific thought. Mm-hmm. And they went to the school and they're asking kids like, "Yo, what's a thought? What's a question to me?" And one of the kids was like, "Why do we have feet?" And the scientist was like, going like to anybody who's not in any form of science or understanding how to think of that is one of the most beautiful questions I've ever heard.
Right.
Because why? Why do we have feet? Like it's like, wow. No, we can just be like, well, so I can fucking walk, right?
So I can move around.
But he said, he goes,
predators.
If that little kid keeps that tenacity and that idea, maybe one day that kid will discover exactly why we have feet. And the whole again, it's just
going through the process.
Right. But and then we go over to the psychology of it, like why are we, and then back and forth. But
yeah, so it's got to be a mix of a bunch of things. So
but no, they sit you down and go math, Pythagorean's theorem. Have a nice day.
Are you guys at all bothered or swayed by the argument of technological limitation, such that obviously it's better now than it was then?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
What's your question?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Like, does it hold any water for you to say that we didn't have the technology back then?
Oh, fuck no, because you know this. I totally 100% believe in technology suppression.
Yeah.
Okay? That is a thing.
If
like Mickey said.
Based on nothing. Which is weird as we talk about how to think and you're just like, yeah, there's more because I said so.
If we can build monuments with almost zero technology, like I forget the pyramids, like I'm just gonna completely dodge that one because I don't even want to get into that, but like just a castle, the size of those stones, to build it up and then to build layers upon layers and go, whoa, look what we did with levers and rope.
Yeah,
I don't think anything is out of our grasp technologically,
right?
Because of human tenacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you wanna, well, geez, the ice bridge, from hundreds of thousands of years ago, when all we were, go from Africa, you spread out and go, maybe there's more. Oh, where does this lead? I don't know. Let's go. And there was the only technology they really had was a sled.
Yeah.
That they pulled, and yet here they went, and here we are.
Can you imagine the size of the nuts on those dudes?
Well, and that's one thing
and dudettes.
I kind of envy about the people of yesterday when the world was new and discoverable. Okay. And these unfortunately mostly men, I'll say, were like, you know what? I'm going to go out that way. Why? Because I fucking want, fuck you. I'm going. You know what I mean?
Usually something much darker than that. Like, there's no more food. We have to leave.
Well, no, but for sure. But even still, though, to go, sure, desperation is a real good push to do something. But just, again, like the balls on these people.
Curiosity.
To go like, I'm going to go out there. What's out there? Hopefully something.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'll hopefully come back in a few months or never. And then also, the back end, they thought the Earth was fucking flat to a degree, some people. So they thought they'd go whoop, right off the edge and gone. Woo. So again, the balls on these people.
Well, and the balls on fucking astronauts, man.
The guy who jumped from space.
Oh, that did. But that's like that dude was like a hyper Chad.
Oh yeah, he was, but he got big old testes.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Bigger than mine.
Full of monster.
Just inject monster into his testicles.
Like one is named Monster and one is named Red Bull, and he just fucking went.
His dick's
for it.
name's Rockstar.
Actually, I think that was a Red Bull sanctioned.
It
thing.
was a Red Bull. Yeah, it was like extreme shit.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I don't really know how to. Yeah, so like I said, it's kind of unsettling because when I hear something like that, and I'm open to discussing conspiracies all day.
Yeah.
But when somebody's that closed off from just facts,
Yeah.
I put a red flag up, like in your process of thought.
Yeah, it's true because if you counter with a logical argument that specifically addresses the thing they said, and they still just walk away from that. Yeah, you're right. It's like
a red flag.
You've obviously got a block somewhere.
Dude, I had a conversation with somebody who was very close to me one night. Changed our whole relationship. Never been the same. You know this person. You also know this person. I'll tell you.
Okay.
After. You probably already heard the story. Anyway.
Yeah,
It was
I think I
about
know the
9/11. And this person was so adamant that it was terrorism. Terrorism. America, this guy bleeds red and blue and he lives in fucking Canada. Which is weird, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all,
You should go see a doctor.
there might be some underlying tendencies there, if you know what I mean, racially and other things,
Sure.
just from growing up in that era.
Well, it's never one thing. There's always external factors, like many.
That's an
There ha-
interesting point too.
Yeah.
But let's finish here.
And so I start bringing up the fucking facts of 9/11, like the war numbers in Afghanistan, how many people were killed versus that, and then I start showing him videos of just engineers, man, physicists talking about just how hitting 85 stories high wouldn't implode the whole building. Why did number 7? All that bullshit.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
bring blah blah blah, and I couldn't believe the audacity. He knew nothing about any of this. He didn't look at the other side, even though it's years later. I mean, this happened like 3 years ago. No,
Yeah.
probably 4 or 5 years ago, and then the hate just started spewing for the Middle East, man. It was insane. It was like bomb the whole. We don't need them. Bomb them all. We don't need any of them. And I'm like, oh, so this stems from something
Jesus.
different.
Yeah.
This ain't. This ain't. Fucking, you attacked us and we're going back. This is something more hateful.
This is deeper.
This is deeper.
Yeah.
Because of, I don't know why, but and I couldn't get through to him at all. Like to the point where I put a red flag up. I almost cut him right out.
He said,
And
"No more of that."
no more of that conversation. No more drinking beers here like that. Like, no, it got bad. We were yelling at each other.
In light of the changes you've made in your life, do you think perhaps it was your beer drinking that escalated the situation?
No, definitely not.
No.
No. It was his ignorance and hate toward an entire group of people that I found completely outrageous that got me going.
That's so bizarre.
It was
man.
fucked up, man. Some of the shit that I had my thoughts, but I never knew it was that bad.
Yeah.
Here's a thought. Do you think that if you could press people who do things like deny the moon landing or flat earthers or anything like that, do you think if you could press them, maybe have some beers with them or something, they would also reveal a similar block? Hopefully not something so horrible, but do you think they all have that?
I don't think all of them do. I think there's definitely people maybe who don't really care enough, but have dabbled and were like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Maybe they didn't, and they just kind of stick with that because they don't care too much.
Just recent, the two people you just spoke to. One
Yeah.
threw a question at you, you answered, he goes, huh. And the other one just said, no.
Yeah.
I know. But no, I don't believe all of them are like that. But when you start seeing those blocks come up, boom, 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 it's like a defense, like a freaking fortress. Like just walls popping out of the ground. Like deflecting any kind of sense you're making back at you.
Yeah.
Like it never happened.
Yeah.
That is a red flag.
Such
in my
butthurt.
opinion. Yeah, such butthurt. From facts. Like I didn't participate in any of this shit. I'm just saying facts and now you're mad at me. You know what I mean? Like I believe this because of the facts that I read.
And that is such, like, as the biggest, I think one of the biggest issues of today is people are so governed by their feelings that facts don't matter to them anymore. And it's scary. Well, again, like we can go back to yesterday when it was religion was the dominating factor, and you go, hey, maybe not. And then you were burned at the stake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because belief, like when they say, the power of faith can move mountains, I think the power of faith can more so do a lot more bad things.
Yeah,
than move
brainwash
mountains.
mass population.
So, but again, so like when it comes, and again, not just really religious belief, just like I feel this.
Oh, no,
and belief
yes,
in
yes.
oneself is all someone needs to go, you're wrong, I'm right, I don't care what you have to say about it.
Right. No, yeah.
And that's just, and it's scary. Actually,
Cultish.
I was going to say it's scary and sad, but it's definitely more scary than it is sad.
It is
because
scary.
No, and
Because then you start thinking, well, what do these people think of other things?
for sure.
Bingo.
How, like,
That's why it's fucking important. How, like, someone will say, like, oh, you know, I don't even care. I don't believe it, but I don't even care. Like, why does it matter? Because it fucking matters how people think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. People,
sketchy.
wake up. Stop drinking the fluoride and open up your mind's eye.
Jesus Christ, Mickey.
Don't drink that Kool-Aid.
Don't drink that Kool-Aid.
No, I think the calcified pineal gland people are the people who don't believe in the moon landing.
Probably.
Is that the open third eye people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Because
yeah.
they say that, like, the pineal gland...
Yeah, is the third. Yeah.
is essentially the third eye, and the fluoride calcifies it. And
And that
probably some other shit, too. I
well,
don't
essentially, that's the basis for government control. If we don't have a free thinking mindset, we just listen. And like,
Yeah, it's been. I mean, like everything. I fully 100% to this day, to the day I die, I'll believe this, that everything is intertwined with everything. You know what I'm saying there? Like, people listen because they've been conditioned to listen over a lot of time.
Okay.
And people are told certain things for certain reasons, the
Okay.
masses. And as populations get bigger, the divide of people who believe what they're told and don't believe what they're told grow. And then there's the people in the middle. And I feel like we're mostly like those people where we'll take what we're told, but we'll kind of, if it's important enough to our lives, we're going to dig fucking deep, do our own research, and then we're going to make a decision. But we're going to research both sides.
if
Yeah.
we're,
Do you know what I mean? But
that's
I think that group is what I'm saying now in the world is I think that group is much smaller than it should be.
well, I think
Well,
most
yeah, I
most good things that ever were always never enough.
Like my weed supply.
Oh my God. No, because the first thing I ever started rigorously researching was religion. And
Okay, makes sense.
my rigorous research began in favor of it because I just want to be a good little Christian and learn absolutely everything about it.
Sure.
And that actually made me ask more questions. So then I started reading books from the other side of the aisle that sort of clarified some of the things I was learning. And I was like, huh,
Yeah.
yeah, how about that? All that said, none of those were why when I was, fucking 11, I decided I didn't believe in
Right.
God. But they solidify it.
Yeah.
It's just so the very first thing I ever cared enough to look deeply into, I was already looking at both sides.
Right.
And I mean, life is fucking busy, man. It's hard to put that much effort into anything.
Oh yeah, you're right, 100%.
But again, I come back to it. Then how dare you put a question mark on experts and people who have dedicated their lives work to this science?
And how-
who the fuck are you?
And on top of that, how dare you get fucking angry? Don't express any emotion whatsoever. You know what I mean? If you don't care about it. Because if you express some emotion, you care about it.
Just so I need to say it, but healthy skepticism is always important.
Absolutely, bro.
1000%,
Absolutely,
bro.
Healthy
bro.
skepticism.
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
skeptics, the healthy skeptics, as that small group of people.
Yeah.
It's probably growing now, obviously, but like,
well, but it's important to even advance the experts because if they come out with all this and go, yeah, but what about this? Oh, fuck, I didn't think of that. And then maybe
No, that's
No,
a
but
great
100%,
point,
but
bro.
that's I think you know what maybe these people who are so anti everything that they don't agree with don't realize that maybe if they hone their thoughts a little bit, they can actually be helping with their skepticism instead of just being idiots. You hear that, everybody? Use your powers of skepticism more responsibly.
yeah, be skeptical. I'm
Yeah, be
skeptical about
skeptical.
everything. Like I said, but then I will read if something sounds like ridiculous, like flat Earth. Like I gave it a shot. Not that I believed, but I gave it a shot. Like I already was
Abso-fucking-lutely,
like,
man.
there's no way. But I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna watch all this movie, and it was entertaining. And
The
I'm
whole
just
movie.
like,
Sorry.
the whole movie. And I'm like, wow, this is really fucking stupid. Like, because there's just no science. Like, actually, there was science, but it ended up disproving what they were.
Yeah, it specifically disproved the
And it's
things
just-
that they were trying to use.
My favorite part is when the guy just
Which
goes.
one? You talking about Behind the Curve or whatever?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
And when
Beyond
he's
the
like
Curve,
doing the
whatever they
laser
say.
thing, and then he's like, and he's just like,
And then it came out in favor
yeah, he's
of...
like, we'll try this one more time, and he does it again, and same thing, All right, well, he's just like,
Yeah.
he doesn't say anything. He's just like, oh fuck, I'm totally wrong. And the guy even admitted, he's like, I'm so far down this hole that even if it was proven wrong, I'd still believe.
Yeah.
Like,
But,
what
but
the
that's,
fuck?
But that's belief, though. Like you
Yeah,
can't.
you can't-
It's just.
But that's what I'm saying. That's science. You cannot alter your fucking scientific reality because you want to believe in something.
Yeah, you can lie.
Yeah, you can live in your own
Yeah.
world and then get
Yeah.
mad because no one wants to talk to you because you're weird. And not good weird.
Weird.
How many people you think don't believe in the moon landing?
Percentage
Well,
wise,
apparently, I've already learned that more than I thought. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
you know
through
what?
this.
I think I looked up. I think it was more. I think it focused on the JFK one though. But I remember in the very first conspiracy theory episode. I think I had a percentage. Let me look it up real
Right.
quick.
I just know that it's more than I thought. It's probably going to be more than I want.
I
But-
think that it is more prevalent among younger people.
Yeah, that's weird too.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it seems so much more like so much or
Well, it's kind of distant,
so long
right?
ago, right?
Yeah.
But it's really not that far away. Like it's not even 100 years away.
Oh, not even close.
Yeah.
But if you look at the moon landing footage, it looks like something from an old movie, and I wonder if that isn't convincing. Well, I know actually
Probably
for
not.
a fact that it is convincing to people because, like just before that, Stanley Kubrick had put out Space Odyssey,
Right.
You know, and they said, "Oh, they kind of look similar." It's like, yeah, because it's in fucking space. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
bro,
what
like-
you want to say here,
Like
man.
they had telescopes before they went,
Seriously,
they know what space looks like. You know,
Yeah.
Kubrick wasn't an idiot. He did his homework.
Yeah.
It's a fucking Space Odyssey, one of the best sci-fi movies ever.
Yeah. That fantastic comment I read that said they hired Stanley Kubrick to fake the space landing,
Yeah.
but he was such a perfectionist that he did it on site.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hilarious because that's
Yeah.
the only way he could make it look that good. As good as he was.
Just a quick one. This one, for some reason, brought me to Russia.
Oh, good.
Apparently, 57% believe that there's never been a manned lunar landing.
In Russia?
The Russians believe that the U.S. did not in 1969. 57%.
That's not crazy to me.
But
considering-
but the government never said anything.
yeah, there's
60
no official one.
Of that 57%, 69% of those with a secondary education don't. So that's just weird.
Yeah, it is. But you got to remember, it doesn't. Education doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. Sorry, but it doesn't at the same time because even the most educated person is still a human being.
Yeah.
So you're still tied to beliefs. You're still tied to feelings. It just depends how your brain works. If you can control your feelings, like I really want this to be true, but I know it's not.
Yeah.
You know what one beats out the other.
Yeah. I mean, and it's our brains are so fucking permeable. We're
yeah.
so easy to trick, and the easiest person to trick is yourself, man.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
You know, as like in the Dover versus or Kitzmiller versus Dover trial, where they essentially redid the Scopes monkey trial, but in reverse, in like 2004, I want to say. One of the people who came out in favor of Tammy Kitzmiller and all the other plaintiffs was a Catholic biologist. So this dude knew all the science hard, right? He
Right.
taught it. He said creationism has no place in a classroom. He's
Yeah.
like, I am a fucking biologist and a practicing Catholic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how is that dude an evolutionary biologist and a practicing Catholic?
Yeah.
Fucking
Well-
how? You have to do some crazy ass backflips to get there.
Neil deGrasse Tyson again. He was saying that it was a Catholic priest who deduced. I think he was one of the first ones to deduce that the universe started with the Big Bang.
Yeah. The
Well-
Big Bang was originally a mocking name.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I found the moment God brought it all into existence." That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what he thought he had found.
Yeah.
And everybody called it the Big Bang as a joke. They're
Right.
like, oh, it's a Big Bang.
Yeah,
Derp, derp.
but this guy, I think he used I almost said Thomas Edison, Einstein's methods and theories and stuff like that. He used his equations to essentially deduce that the universe had to have started with a bang.
Well, we all have to realize that even if you're religious, even not like I just don't understand. You live on the same fucking world.
Sure.
Science works, bro. It's like it's been proven that science works.
Yeah.
Everything you use on your daily life, like that private jet you fly over the country to persuade people to give you money for God, because God wants them, you know.
Evangelist fucks.
That plane, that was science, bro.
Yeah.
That wasn't just
But-
God like boom, you lift it off and you're over there. You know what I mean? It
God's
wasn't
got a
like God
lot of
magic.
free time.
Apparently, it takes him a lot of energy just to do that too.
Yeah, just to, yeah.
But
He was
God
taking a
sounds
shit,
like a
too.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
maybe God's a Super Saiyan,
I hope he is.
or she,
I
or
hope she
it.
is. I hope
Maybe
it is.
God's Frieza.
Oh, I hope not.
Or Brawly.
Oh, that'd suck too. But
Just like Brawly references because no one fucking likes Brawly.
there are a lot of
different.
devout religious people who actually use science and they just go, yeah, well then just God did that. They say that's all he did. They go, yeah, you're right, but God did it. And you know what though? I'm fine with that. If you think that everything science is true and the way it is, and you know the Earth was made or the universe started billions and trillions of years ago, but you just think God did it, all right, I don't give a fuck.
But in that sense, it's a gaps argument. And it's just like the moon landing. Because every time you have a question mark, that's where you insert your solution. They call it God of the gaps. But it's essentially how bad logic works anywhere you see bad logic. I can't explain this. Here's my pet theory. So people do that with, you know, when we didn't understand evolution. So boom, there's creationism.
Is that the same as the equation that I use for some of my customers when looking up
Go
information?
eat a fucking apple?
The apple one, yeah. Apples seeds contain cyanide. Apples are bad for you. Is that essentially is that the
No,
same thing?
it's nothing like that.
Okay, it's
it's
just so I
super
understand
long.
what I'm saying in the future. That's all.
No, it's once. So sticking with my example of
Yes, please.
creationism and evolution, once evolution pushes back the darkness and illuminates a little bit more of what actually happened in that regard, then people are relegated to either flatly disbelieving it, you know, and in which case you're fighting science, you're fighting the things that we use on a daily basis for things like medicine, what
Right.
have you.
Yeah.
Or you have to do a backflip, like Mickey was saying. Like, yeah, I think this is definitely how it did happen, but that's how God planned it all.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? You can have that because you can never prove it.
Exactly.
You don't get to teach anyone this.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I work with a girl, and she essentially said that for anything to exist, there had to have been creator. And I'm like, I can't fight that. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
because
But what does that mean?
so she took science and almost kind of used it against itself. How essentially math.
did she bring up the divine number?
People try to
don't
do
believe
this
so.
this logical
What?
trick or this rhetorical
I don't
trick.
believe she did.
They'll say like, for there to have been creation, there had to be a creator. Well, no, you don't just get to call it creation.
No.
dickhead.
But essentially, how she looked at it was when there's like, so we'll look at this can here. There's some sort of, I don't understand to the degree, but there's math that constructs this.
Yeah, it's this right
The
here.
math. What is it?
No, shit.
But anyways, essentially going that the way things exist mathematically, it's almost as if it was
Okay,
designed.
you're talking bullshit. It's called the divine number of design or whatever.
Okay, I don't know. But yeah, this is what she used. She essentially said that if science is saying this, it's essentially that it had to have been mathed out prior to it happening. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. You fucking run with that.
What's
I don't care.
pi? What's pi?
What is pi exactly?
The number pi. What is the pi exactly? 1.3.14.
3.14,
Okay,
etc.
So the divine number is 1.618
Yeah, I've heard that. It's actually 1.617, etc.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
excuse me.
Everything with this number, I guess, is like take a full like if I were to measure your height and then the distance to your arm span, one arm span or whatever, your arm span or some shit, your leg span, how long your leg is compared to how tall you are, you always get the same number no matter what human kind of thing.
Okay.
So there's a divine number of design. And it's, I guess, evident in like spherical shapes or like swirls and stuff like that. I haven't looked too much into it, but that's what you're talking about.
It sounded like you said swirls and stuff. Is that kind of touching the Fibonacci sequence too?
Like a galaxy looks like a nucleus and all that kind of shit. That's, But I got to refresh my mind on that.
Refresh.
Anyway, that's interesting because you can. I mean, there might be. I'm not saying that there is not a creator because I honestly don't know. Right? There's the Big Bang, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what came before it. I'm not going to pretend like I do because I just don't. I'm going to accept every bit of science coming at me. And if there's a divine number that makes sense mathematically of why everything is created, well, then it's either done by a creator or a force of nature of some sort. Which then you could argue that the force of nature is God.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different ways to take anything out of, you know what I'm saying?
My big thing is always evolution, though, because essentially, because things, everything is as it was, but then things changed. And I remember the same person, she was arguing like, no, like I can't believe that things change so much in a time frame. I go, but look at the Darwinian finch. Just that alone is enough for me. That was enough. Where the same bird of almost the exact same species on different parts of the fucking island had different fucking beaks.
Yeah.
Because of the flora.
Yeah.
Like, how is that not enough for you?
Okay. This is out of left field here, evolution shit. I believe 1,000% in evolution.
Yeah.
But there's a but. I don't know about human evolution. Like I know a little bit about it because of biology. Like I am no master in it. But what
don't beat yourself up about it, man.
My observations, and there's no feeling to these beliefs at all. Like I would not care if someone called me a fucking idiot because I don't actually believe it. It's just kind of like skepticism in my mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't saw what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Right? I believe that human evolution was either sped up or something different because of just the gap between us and every other species on this planet. I know.
The gap?
The gap of brain power. The gap, bro. Why is a crocodile a crocodile?
See, I think that's actually a very poor example because understanding natural selection, you realize that the crocodile is perfect.
I understand that.
And the great white is perfect.
So
there's no selection pressure.
Right.
We were not perfect.
Right. And
so things
still
kept
a
changing.
lot of other species were not perfect.
Yeah.
But why did we change so fucking much compared to
But it only
everything
takes
else?
one thing, bro.
What's that one thing?
Who knows?
Right.
Could have been the first one to climb down out of the trees. But I don't think that is well, I guess it just doesn't hold any water for me because you can look at a lot of different examples of evolution around the world where things have departed hard. Like what do you think whales are closely related to? Like some people might think fish. Well, that's not true.
No, not at all.
They're closely related to like fucking cows and
weird shit.
Yeah.
It's like shit you don't even think of.
Yeah.
See, I never thought of that, and as soon as you started bringing it, I was like, oh, that's weird.
I think it's hippos.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Anyway,
which are weird on their own. Sorry.
Large land mammals. Let's not fuck the science up. And those are their closest relatives.
Yeah.
You know? And if I'm not mistaken, porpoises are actually like whales are closer related to those land mammals than they are to porpoises.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, meaning that
weird.
both of those things went back into the ocean at separate times.
It's fucking
wild,
cool,
man.
So we agree that for evolution there has to be a catalyst.
Yeah.
Right. So
But I'm just saying it only takes one thing.
Well,
you're right.
Think of how, let's say, prehistoric man or ape, whatever you want to call them, when they overbreeding possibly, and then the food source ran out. So, like I said, we're getting off the trees now because there's no more fucking food up here. And then they started doing, and then maybe there's a fire. We need to move out of the jungle because there's a fucking fire.
My point,
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. My point is that like there's shit that's been here for millions of years, and we've only been on Earth for what, about 250,000 Homo sapiens.
Homo
roughly?
erectus?
Sapiens.
Or Homo erectus. I don't know. I can't remember.
Homo sapiens are on the absolute low end, 250,000, high end,
right?
a million.
Yeah,
Really?
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's debate on how far back.
Yeah, but then you've got previous species.
Yeah, tons of different shit, but Homo sapiens is what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm just saying that I am open to any kind of catalyst that it might be.
Okay.
When it is proven of how our brains advance so much more than every other, creature on here. With self-acknowledgement, with curiosity. What's that shit? Dolphins are what? The only other self-realizing? Is that like a dolphin can look in a mirror and realize that's what he's looking at is himself
Dang.
or herself?
I don't know. I've actually never heard that.
Really? Yeah, look that
Yeah.
up. They're
Okay.
one of the only self-recognizing beings on this planet.
Do you think the moon would recognize itself?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's just that's how I look at a conspiracy theory or any kind of like gray area science, religious debate or anything. You just be open until you get solid fucking proof, like the moon landing and how there's a bunch of fucking solid proof that we went.
When you brought up the monkey trial, it made me think of the movie Inherit the Wind, and how I was kind of thinking of why people are so against the idea. And it was like, it seemed like, oh, you think I evolved from an ape? I'm like, you gotta get apes, bro. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they are great.
Why are you so offended by that notion?
Because of the difference between that and divine creation.
I
People
guess
took
so.
it as an insult.
Bro, I gotta send
your head out of
you
your
this
fucking ass.
fucking video of these spider monkeys. You ever watch a spider monkey move from the trees, bro? Oh, it's so cool.
Not recreationally, but
Dude, their like limbs are super long. Their tails grow to like a meter. Wow. And they have like fingerprints on the bottom of their tail, no hair. And they always wrap it around.
That's
the
kinda
branch.
gross.
Dude, it's disgusting and it's so cool. And the silhouettes where they got their name, because when they don't have 8 legs, but they got the tail acts as like a 5th arm.
Right.
And so when they're climbing, because the legs are so long, when the sun's setting and it's just black, it looks like a fucking spider, like just climbing through. Oh, dude, it's so... They're my new favorite animals. I swear to you.
See?
Just the way they just like hang down by their tail and just like eat shit because it can fully support them.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
it's
love how you
amazing.
said that you find it really cool how they look. The idea of a 3-foot spider flying through the air is terrifying to me. Like
It's
a silhouette of it
not-
going, oh my god, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
oh,
but
it's a
you know
spider
it's a-
monkey. Oh, okay.
I think they
Mickey,
said...
the idea of 3 meals a day is terrifying to you.
That's true.
You ever
It's a
watch
foreign
a...
concept?
Yeah, it's like, if it's not toast and peanut butter, I'm scared. You ever watch
Yeah.
a gibbon? Move?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but
Okay.
creepier.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're the number 1 tree mover. Spider monkeys are 2. Gibbon is, but their
alright,
tails...
okay,
I gotta
I
send
got
you the vid.
Way
Anyway.
to go,
Yeah.
Gibbons. Way to be number 1.
Yeah. Anyway.
Shout
fuck.
out.
Well, damn.
Hashtag Gibbons.
Yeah,
All
lot of
right.
shit.
Well, that was a tangent, but a kind of a relevant tangent.
Yeah, it's just like...
absolutely.
Yeah, how people think and...
Yeah.
What, yeah.
Well, I hope we addressed some of these claims. I feel like, honestly, some of the stuff we just blew right past because we're all just like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, like it's
The
hard for me
fucks.
to talk a lot about it because it's just so evident.
Yeah, it's like, how do you describe a good day? Nothing terrible happened.
Yeah.
How do you describe good evidence? It's factual.
Nothing.
Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. All right, so the flag was not blowing in the wind.
Yes, it was.
I'm
just joking.
Not now.
Start
Not now,
over
motherfucker.
again.
Okay, so the flag was not blowing in the wind. There are no issues with the light because obviously the moon is a reflective surface, so that will allow you to see things within shadows. And also, it makes perfect sense because of the parallel nature that things were cast.
Yeah.
All right. There's no problem with the fucking boots.
Nope.
For
Over
God's
boots,
sakes,
bitch.
yeah.
Lunar over boots.
Yeah.
Sick. I want a pair of those. Anyway.
That would be.
Like
imagine
knights.
how fucking
Like
big
fucking
that would be.
knights.
It's probably like 2 feet long.
It's going to be a thing in like 3 years. People will be walking around.
Just lunar.
Kanye's going to
overboots.
make lunar over boots Yeezys.
Remember moon shoes or moon boots, like the toy?
Oh, with the springs.
Yeah, I do.
I wasn't allowed to have those.
Now, I had older cousins who had them, but I sucked at them because I didn't weigh enough to actually give any pressure on it.
Bro, they don't even know what it's like to walk on the moon because they never been.
Yeah,
so
'cause
how
we
can they
never
make lunar
fucking
boots?
been,
Those don't
duh.
exist. So, anyway, go on with your list of evidence here that we've...
Okay, the Van Allen belts holds absolutely no water because the amount of radiation was understood and accounted for. All the technology was there because there have been several different space flights beforehand, including failed ones from the earlier Apollo missions. Some where people had died.
Oh, yeah.
And on the Russian side, too.
Which is just another slap in the face to...
Exactly.
To them, absolutely.
Yeah. You've got, tens of thousands of people who've worked on the project. apparently all keeping this secret. Not one wrote a tell-all. All right,
Yeah.
cool. You figured it out there,
That
right,
happens
Yeah.
all the time.
Man,
Yeah.
when I was playing Overwatch in my mom's basement, I watched this I only watched like half the YouTube video of like how the moon landing was fake. I'm sold, man. It's sick. Let's smoke this crack.
Sometimes.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
Sorry.
Sometimes I want to stand up in defense of people living in their mom's basements because that's always the go-to insult, and I'm like, man.
That's why I live in my mom's upstairs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it,
bro.
baby,
No one
that's
ever
it.
insults me.
Raise your standards. Live in your mom's attic.
Yeah. It's hot, but it's worth it.
Yeah, so we easily had the technology. Why haven't we been back? There hasn't really been a reason to.
I think my theory is the best one.
Well, hold on.
We have been back a dozen times.
No, but the thing is,
I'm just trying to
I
make
think the
you
question
mad.
was why hasn't NASA gone back?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, what's the why the fuck not?
Obviously,
as far
the
as I'm
Space
concerned,
Force is
Because
going
the
back.
Space Forces already know everything about the moon, man.
but that could be the case. You know what I mean? It's like we kind of got what we really wanted.
NASA's
and let's
probably
focus on
like,
other shit.
fuck, seriously, we got to go back to this fucking moon just to please people for $20 billion? It's like, you know
or
what I mean?
30.
Yeah. Anyway. What else? I don't even know. Like, the landing site, wasn't there like something to do with the landing site? They
Well,
didn't
it said-
believe the landing site.
Probably. There's so many things.
It's just stupid.
Sorry, what were you saying,
I
Mickey?
was gonna say about like getting that $5,000 telescope and being like the backyard astronauts or
Astronomer. not
astronomer
astronaut.
thing.
yeah.
Just being able to
seeing
see
it,
it with
yeah.
their own fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Yep. What else do we have? Oh, you can actually see the retroreflectors
Yep.
that were physically left. You can go
I wanna look that up.
see samples of. Yeah, it's really fucking cool.
Oh, yeah, the moon rock.
Retro reflector.
You can go see samples of the moon rock. What else?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You could go down
Yeah,
to
the
the
problem
fucking
is
Cape
there's
Canaveral and
always
watch a
gonna
rocket
be-
launch.
Yeah. Also that. Man, I just. Pardon me, but I watched this sick video while we were sitting here talking. And it was an astronaut, David Scott, testing gravity in a vacuum. Right?
Okay.
So, gravity in a vacuum, everything will fall at the same rate because mass becomes irrelevant.
Right.
So he drops a hammer and a falcon feather on the moon, and they both go "Loop,"
Neat.
exactly parallel.
So
it's so
cool.
fucking cool, man.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's not real though. So
Oh fuck. Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now.
yeah,
unless,
I got
unless
nothing.
we want to do a call-in show.
Yeah, there will be no fucking part 2 of lunar landing.
Yeah, not for the moon
conspiracy.
landing. Although I'll happily bring back some of the stuff, from some of the shit I take at work from these
Sure.
wank
Oh,
daddies.
That
Yeah.
might be a whole like mini part series. Shit, I hear at work.
Oh my god.
Oh my, yeah.
Absolutely.
It'll just be its own show.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So, what's your final thoughts?
me. My final thoughts are raise your standards. Raise your standards of evidence on absolutely everything. You know?
Yeah.
So if you and again, you have to think logically about it. If you want to be skeptical of something, that's fucking beautiful. I support skepticism in all its forms. But then you have to listen to the people who have done the work, unless you're going to do all the work.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in this case, you want to be skeptical about the moon landing? Okay, see what the experts have to say.
Yep.
You know?
100%.
Just because you have a gut feeling of doubt, that doesn't hold water. It doesn't. Sorry, fuck your feelings.
Yeah. You probably have faulty valves in your gut, and you are also constantly have acid reflux problems, so it doesn't hold anything.
Oh my God. Can we ask him what his final thoughts are?
yeah. What's
that-
your final thoughts, Mickey?
I'm gonna
Too late. Select. What's your
Fair
final
enough.
No, go ahead, Mickey.
Like I said, I'm sharing your feelings. Just be a little more open,
Or a little less.
a little less open.
Just be happy
like,
with yourself.
Be happy with it. The information's out there. Don't be afraid to look at the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple.
Good.
Mine, I've totally switched. I definitely don't think it happened. I think most things. Yeah, no. Don't come at me with bullshit. That's my final thought.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
a good
it's
one.
Don't
personal.
come at me with some fucking bullshit.
Don't come at us with bullshit.
Listen, man, you're gonna come at me. You better lock and load, right from both sides. That's it.
No doubt.
Don't
no
be
doubt.
an ignorant piece of shit, because that's
Check
how
one,
you
check
ruin the
two.
world, like climate change. Boom.
Boom.
Ah.
All right, we got some Fresh Slick and Mick t-shirts we're trying to give away here. So if someone wants to come at us with a really interesting moon landing hoax theory. Best answer gets a Fresh Like a Mick t-shirt.
All right.
It's beautiful heather gray with nice Fresh Like a Mick logo.
It was pretty nice.
Show your love.
If it makes all of us laugh in unison, even though two of us haven't read it yet, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
you will-
physically impossible.
You
but
will get
okay.
one that Fresh has worn prior to. So
With his scent still
That's
on
just
it.
scent still on
weird,
it.
yo. What the
Yeah,
fuck
that's
is
what
with
you
you
think.
guys?
That's what you think until we get like 3,000 fucking
3,000?
bro. Moon landing's not real. 3,000 messages from chicks and like
hey,
40,000 from dudes.
I will wear. I will wear all these shirts in my nasty.
Can you wear
stank for
mine
you.
before I take it home?
Absolutely,
All
baby.
right.
You know this.
I actually prefer to wash my shirt before I put it on. But anyways, I'm that guy. I buy new clothes, I wash them, and then I wear them.
Yeah, I think most people do that.
Oh,
no?
okay. I thought it was weird. Never mind.
I do that.
I
Do you
feel
do that?
validated.
Depending what it is, I'll do
Yeah,
it.
like if it's like a jacket, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like if it's like a t-shirt, like yeah, for sure, some dude probably tried that on. Like,
Hell, even
Yeah.
underwear. I wash my underwear first.
really? That's good. I'm glad you do that. So do I.
But
I
I mean,
actually
like the
lick
package
my
one.
underwear before I put them on.
I just fucking shit on. But see that how dumb that statement, how ridiculous that statement was. That's like you coming at me saying fucking footprint doesn't match. Fuck you.
That footprint doesn't match. Do you shit in your underwear before you wear them?
There you go. There, I'm just gonna wire it right back at him with some stupid horse shit, man. Like what? Okay, yeah. Do you ever take your underwear out of the package and you just lay a huge shirt on it? Like, just get the fucking weirdest looks.
Well, we got a tagline for this episode. You ever just lay a new underwear?
Fuck me,
Oh my god.
dude. You alright?
Yeah, I got like hiccups, but I'm burping.
Oh.
Jesus. All right. Anyway, best moon landing hoax gets a T-shirt, and hit us up on the gram with your answers. Otherwise, everybody be happy with yourself. Raise your standards. Don't come at us with bullshit, and don't forget to recycle.